Oisín's Mother, Chapter 4. When you had been away for a day, the guards were surprised. They were looking from the heights of the dune, and the flower of Allen was with them. For she had a quest's eye, called out that the master of the Fianna was coming over the ridges of the dune, and she ran from the keep to meet you. It was not I, said Fionn. It bore your shape, replied Gareth Cronan. It had your armour and your face, and the dogs Bran and Skiolan were with it. They were with me, said Fionn. They seemed to be with it, said the servant humbly. Tell us this tale, cried Fionn. We were distrustful, the servant continued. We had never known you to return from a combat before it had been fought, and we knew that you could not have reached Ben Edar or encountered the Lachlan's, so we urged Our Lady to let us go out to meet you, but to remain herself in the dune. It was good urging, Fionn assented. She would not be advised, said the servant. She cried to us, let me go to meet my love. Alas, said Fionn. She cried on us, let me go to meet my husband, and the father of the child that is not born. Alas, groaned Fionn, deep wounded. She ran towards your appearance, that had your arms stretched out to her. At that, wise Fionn put his hands before his eyes, seeing all that happened. Tell on your tale, he said. She ran to those arms, and when she reached them, the figure lifted its hand. It touched her with a hazel rod, and while we looked, she disappeared, and where she had been there was a fawn standing and shivering. The fawn turned and bounded towards the gate of the dune, but the hounds that were nearby flew at her. Fionn stared on him like a lost man. They took her by the throat, the shivering servant whispered. Ah, Fionn cried in terrible voice. And they dragged her back to the figure that seemed to be you. 3 times she broke away and come bounding to us, and 3 times the dogs took her by the throat and dragged her back. You stood to look, the chief snarled. No, master, we ran, but she vanished as we got to her. The great hounds vanished away, and that being that seemed to be you disappeared with them. We were left in the rough grass, staring about and at each other, and listening to the moan of the wind and the terror in our hearts. Forgive us, dear master, the servant cried, but the great captain made him no answer. He stood as though he were dumb and blind, and now and again he beat terribly on his breast with his closed fist, as though he would kill that within him which should be dead and could not die. He went so, beating on his breast, to the inner room of the dune, and he was not seen again for the rest of that day, nor until the sun rose over my life in the morning.